News coming from the far west side of Bexar County.
The sheriff's office says a shooting has left one person dead. According to the sheriff's office, a man called saying he accidentally shot his wife in the 14,000 block of Gunsight Pass. That's not too far from Harlan High School. Deputies say when they arrived, the woman was laying on the floor with a gunshot wound to the head and she died. The husband is now being detained and questioned. All of this is preliminary information from the sheriff's office and could change. We will continue to follow this breaking news throughout the newscast.
A jury now deliberating in the trial of Daniel Garcia. Garcia accused of causing the death of 5-year-old Dominic Aguilar Acevedo back in 2021. It's believed that he physically beat that child to death.
Our Erica Hernandez has been following this trial from gavel to gavel and is joining us live from the Justice Center. Now, Erica, how did closing arguments go?
Well, Tiffany, the jury has a lot to consider in this case. Both the state and the defense gave two different versions of what they believe happened to Dominic, as well as who they believe caused his injuries and death. Now, the defense going over again how they believe Nicole Aguilar, Dominic's mother, was the one that caused his injuries and death. They told the jury all the instances she lied and how the state had nothing to prove Garcia committed the crime he is being charged in. But the state saying the surveillance video in the stairwell from a San Antonio hotel is proof enough, showing Dominic's health declining and how he was covered up to not show his injuries. They said there was even a moment that Garcia can be seen tugging at Dominic as he was walking. Here's a bit from both the state and defense's closing arguments.
Nicole is a monster, not a mother. What mother takes a dead child that she caused the death on and she caused those injuries on and straps them into the back seat of a car?
Daniel Garcia is guilty. I ask that you find him guilty of the most serious offense. The evidence is there. Nicole's already pled and taken responsibility for her actions, and now it's your turn to hold Daniel Garcia responsible.
Now, the jury began its deliberations close to about 10:45. Once they do have a verdict, then you can watch it live on our live stream. David, Tiffany?
Okay, Erica, so we know the jury is deliberating right now, but what was the charge that the court gave them? We understand that they can consider up to 3 other lesser charges. Is that right?
That is correct. So there is that first-degree felony charge, which is that injury to a child charge. Now, the range of punishment for that is 5 to 99 years or life in prison. But the 3 lessers are a second-degree felony, which is a maximum of 20 years in prison, a third-degree felony, a maximum of 10 years in prison, as well as a misdemeanor assault charge that could be considered, which means if the jury goes with this charge, there is no jail time for Garcia and only a fine he has to pay. Now, again, a lot to consider. I do also want to mentioned that the defense has filed a motion to withdraw the jury from assessing punishment if he's found guilty. The judge has granted that, which means that the judge would then punish Garcia if he is found guilty. But the thing with that is that probation can no longer be considered. David, Tiffany?
All right, a lot for the jury to consider. Thank you, Erica.
A look outside with live cam, 87 degrees. It is a very nice day, Justin, but it is still hot out there. I was walking downtown and just simply hot.
It's still hot, but comparatively speaking, it's a little better than it has been the last couple of days. So we'll take what we can get at this point. And it did rain last night. That's the most exciting news of all. The rainfall totals were not huge, I can tell you that, but we did pick up over 1/10 of an inch at the airport. Most of San Antonio was right around that number, 1/10 of an inch, and we did see some higher amounts in spots. Fredericksburg got some good rain. Kerrville got some good rain. Cotulla, Laredo, all places that picked up some decent rainfall totals, and most of the area did at least see something. And yes, temperatures are still warm, but they're down from where they were 24 hours ago. This is the 24-hour temperature change, and we are 7 degrees cooler than we were at this time 24 hours ago. So there has been some minor improvements. Our forecast today calls for temperatures in the low 90s for highs. That's it. We will put in a 20% chance of rain, although I think if we see anything, it's generally going to be west of San Antonio and very isolated. By the time we get into tonight, temperatures in the 70s, and we'll start off pretty nice again tomorrow, and then we'll look for some more storm chances down the line, maybe some more overnight storms. We'll explain where we might see some of that activity coming up in just a few minutes. Tiffany.
Thank you, Justin. The race for Bexar County Commissioner Precinct 1 largely stayed off the radar during the primary, but it ramped up in intensity for the runoff last night.
Incumbent Rebecca Clay Flores says members of the Deputy Sheriff's Association crossed the line in their support of her opponent. So looking at the results, Clay Flores wins with 63% of the vote. Dillian Collier has a deep dive into the race and what both candidates were saying last night.
Commissioner Rebecca Clay Flores wins the Democratic primary for Precinct 1 with ease, but had some harsh words for her opponent, Amanda Gonzalez, and some of the supporters who backed Gonzalez in recent weeks. The incumbent spent a majority of her victory speech detailing some of the harassment she and some of her campaign workers received during early voting and even on Election Day, a contentious race that she says brought out the worst in people.
My opponent in the Sheriff Deputy Association, however, chose to do a smear campaign and used mean girl tactics and outrageous lies to bully and harass me and my volunteers at the polls.
I've learned a lot about perseverance and persistence, and I just tell everyone that thank you, whoever's watching, thank you for coming out and voting, thank you for your support.
Clay Flores moves one step closer to a second term in office. She gets Republican Lena Prado in the November election.
And shortly after Clay Flores made her statement, the Deputy Sheriff's Association of Bexar County sent us its own statement in response. It reads in part, quote, "This is the first we are hearing of any incidents of racism during this campaign, and we encourage the commissioner to pursue all appropriate mechanisms of legal recourse at her disposal to ensure that justice is served."
For a complete recap of election night, we've got you covered on KSAT.com. Just use the QR code on your screen, and it'll take you to our Vote 24 page over on KSAT.com.
Oh, big rumors circle around the city this afternoon, and not really a big shock. They involve Spurs forward Keldon Johnson and trade talks. The rumors suggest the team is open to hearing trade offers for Johnson. Clutch Point's Brett Siegel, one of the first to put that story out there. Johnson was selected 29th in the 2019 NBA draft and has played all 4 seasons with the Spurs. However, his scoring average fell last season from 22 to 15.7 points a game. He started in 63 games last season, and this season only started in 27. The main reason for his decrease in play, Wembanyama. Johnson currently remains under contract for the next 3 seasons. Now, remember, the draft is coming up next month, June 26th and 27th. We'll see how that plays out because the Spurs have the 4th and 8th overall pick in this draft.
Developing news out of Comal County. The sheriff's office saying an 18-year-old from Schertz drowned in Canyon Lake. According to the sheriff's office, the drowning was called in on Memorial Day at a boat ramp 3 on the lake. The 18-year-old, identified as Alec Johnson, went underwater for 20 minutes before a dive team found him 8 feet under the water. CPR was performed, but Johnson sadly passed away. At this point, officials aren't sure what led to Johnson going underwater. But we want to make sure you're staying safe while out in the water this summer. The American Red Cross says to know your limitations when swimming, swim sober, watch out for river and rip currents, use a life jacket, and pay attention when others are out in the water.
A summit in San Antonio bringing together leaders from different countries to discuss topics from trade, tourism, and culture. What representatives from one of San Antonio's sister cities had to say about this year's coming event. Tourism, trade, education, culture, just some of the topics that are going to be discussed at the All America's Sister Cities Summit.
We explore how leaders from different countries are exploring collaborative opportunities and diving into issues impacting their communities.
What do you think is the most important one for San Antonio from all of these different topics?
I would say Tiffany, that is a hard question to ask because we actually incorporated a number of these topics because they are important to San Antonio. So trade and investments, really important to us, but then water, resilience.
The 2024 Sister Cities International All America Summit
is uniting leaders, policymakers, and innovators in San Antonio.
We're very involved in the network, in the Sister Cities network. We have 12 sister cities, 3 friendship cities.
Leaders from several countries are attending the summit at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center this week. We spoke with representatives from Monterrey, Mexico, one of San Antonio's sister cities.
As local governments, we deal with the same matters regarding social issues, environmental issues. San Antonio deals with heat as well, so that's something that happens in Monterrey.
The partnership between San Antonio and Monterrey continues to grow stronger after the two cities signed an agreement to collaborate on building a regional economic ecosystem that targets key sectors and industries.
We come for looking for new projects to come to our city and host them.
This event aims at celebrating and building existing and new partnerships.
It's really a wide range of topics that brings us all together, listening to conversations among our panelists, and hopefully also engaging people who are here.
Outside with live cam, puffy clouds, beautiful looking day after that big time rain some folks got last night. It was loud and it was very bright, but it was nice.
And you just heard there, our friends in Monterrey were saying that San Antonio has to deal with the heat too. We sure do. We had quite a stretch, and you're right, David. The rain helped. It helped to cool us down a little bit, and it feels so much better out there. And the air quality is better. We're going to talk more about that coming up. First, though, the Aquifer. Well, it's benefiting too. It's up 6 to 631.1, which is still a really bad number, but better than the alternative. It's up half a foot. And pollen count. Molds did jump up because of the rain, 9,120. They are in the high category. Grass is low. We'll take a look at our next rain chance coming up.
All right, Justin, my wife bought us a new rain gauge. So we're going to talk about that in just a second, but first...
You never know what's going to happen at SA Live.
You're going to ask, and that might be the question today, is how much rain did you get?
Oh.
But I doubt it.
Well, that might be at the top of his list right now.
Right, but our question is, and this is one of those where on the surface it seems like it's kind of, what you might think it is, but this is an all-encompassing question. For the summer,
what is at the top of your to-do list?
Now, that could be, it's not just vacation, that could be going on vacation, it could be planting flowers, could be cleaning out your cleaning
out your closet? Come on, Mike.
I'm actually doing that this week, so I'm excited about that.
Time on his hands.
I know. I might have a little time on my hands later on this summer. Anyway, so scan the QR code and let us know what the top of your to-do list. Maybe it is, again, go on vacation.
Can you tell that he came up with this question today, by the way?
Yeah. All right, y'all think about that. We'll see you back here in about 40 minutes or so. But as I was saying, got a new rain gauge. It's got one of the little rings in it that floats.
Ooh.
And it had 2 inches in the rain gauge this morning when I looked. And I know it's pretty much confirmed that that's about how much we got because my other gauges were the same. The wheelbarrow had a lot of water in it. And the hay buckets for the horses had a lot of water in them.
How many do you have?
I got all kinds of rain gauges out there. So I'm still waiting for Adam Caskey to calibrate my wheelbarrow, though.
Oh, yeah.
Or you can calibrate.
It's only a matter of time.
But we got a lot of rain.
Well, you better get that lawnmower ready, buddy, because with that kind of rain, everything's going to be green and lush, and you're going to be out there. Mowing. That's for sure. Some good rain last night. This was the scene at around 10:15. We had a complex of showers and storms coming through, which we were hoping that's how it would unfold, and it did. Some places got more rain than others, obviously. You just heard David, some good totals there. Most of San Antonio, about 1/10 of an inch as this rain came through. It was pretty loud, too, right around that time. And this stretched all the way down towards Laredo and down into the valley. That quickly spread east. And then we've seen the clouds clear, and most of Texas at this moment is pretty quiet. That may change a little bit this afternoon, although we're not looking for a lot of storms here. You go out in the West Texas, there's probably going to be another round there around the Permian Basin out near Fort Stockton, where there could be some stronger storms this afternoon. Now, unlike last night, we don't expect these storms to hold together all the way to San Antonio. However, as we get into the next couple of days, we may start to see that happen again. And let me show you the futurecast here. So as we get into 10 o'clock tonight, not much there. It does show 1 or 2 storms out there, maybe around Midland, Odessa, again down towards Fort Stockton. Then as we get into tomorrow, we're going to fast forward to 5 o'clock because I think most of tomorrow's quiet. But with some storms taking shape to our north, we get these outflow boundaries that are pushing south. And could we see another complex of showers and storms make it in here Thursday night and Friday morning? Possible, but notice we will be on the tail end of things. It all depends on how that outflow boundary evolves. These are always kind of hard to forecast and predict, but I think there's a decent chance that we could see a little bit more of this overnight action tomorrow night into Friday morning, and then potentially again Friday night into Saturday morning. We're in that kind of pattern where we could see some of those overnight storms. 86 right now, 87 in New Braunfels, 85 in Seguin. So we are starting to warm up. Humidity levels down just a little bit. You know, one thing that is so nice is that we cleared out a lot of that bad air quality. There's still some spots here moderate, which is fine. It's not going to really mess with anyone, but we're noticing that is much better than it has been in the previous days. Meantime, clouds trying to develop there across the hill country, none of which contain any rain, but we could see again 1 or 2 storms develop, especially after the west of San Antonio later today. And yes, dew points are just a little bit better. This is still muggy, but it's not in the mid to upper 70s like we have been seeing. And so there is still a heat index there, but these numbers are more in line with what we can deal with in the month of May. 92 is what it feels like right now at the airport. So our forecast calls for a high of 92, just a 20% chance of rain today, even lower chance tonight, down into the 70s by 11 and midnight. And then the extended forecast, we're going to put in that 30% chance of rain Thursday night, again Friday night, maybe even again Saturday night. It's just 30%, not a huge chance, but we'll watch for some of those overnight storms, and then we'll look for temperatures to heat up next week.
So take advantage of the splash pads today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad day for that.
Not a bad day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Justin.
And the Houston Texans spent some big bucks to keep a big-time receiver. We'll talk about that coming up. The Houston Texans showing how serious they are about a deeper playoff run this season. They have agreed with the wide receiver Nico Collins on a 3-year contract extension worth a maximum of $75 million, $52 million guaranteed. Collins, 25 years old, coming off his best season in the NFL. Caught 80 passes for over 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns. He helped Houston win the AFC South with Rookie of the Year quarterback C.J. Stroud. Houston drafted Collins in the 3rd round back in the 2020 NFL Draft. He was the 89th pick overall. All right, on the dime, the Johnson Jaguars are back in the UIL Class 6A regional final for the 2nd straight season. The Jags will next face the O'Connor Panthers, the winner advancing to the States tournament at Dell Diamond in the regional semifinals. The Jaguars swept La Jolla 2-0. They won 7-4 and 10-0. Both games were on the road, so playing here in town is a good thing for the Jaguars.
Dude, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, finally, we've been traveling too much, you know. I mean, yeah, it'll be really cool, you know, the student section, all the fans can come out and enjoy it here.
I think it's going to be really fun. It's going to be a little bit different than from what we just came from, going all the way down to Laredo, where there's not as many fans.
You know, we take it one day at a time. We're not changing a routine for anything. The games are the games, and our philosophy is just win the next game. And, you know, that's going to be Thursday.
All right, the best of 3 series between Johnson and O'Connor will start Thursday, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Northeast Sports Park. Hey, the ladies of Our Lady of the Lake fired up after A.J. Flores hit a walk-off at the NAIA Softball World Series. They trailed the University of Science and Arts 2-0 and then 3-1 before coming back to win it in 8 innings, thanks to Flores' shot over the center field fence. Olu is moving on 4-3. So here's the home run hero.
It's the last ride for me, and I know it's the last ride for a lot of the girls also on the team, but even just playing for everyone, just finding a way to get us to the championship, proving to everybody that we deserve to be here. We put in so much work.
It's a magical moment for our program. You know, it puts us in the big game.
All right, Saints are moving on to the championship game. They need one more win to claim the NAIA Softball World Series championship, and good luck to them. And we've got some breaking news. Charges just dropped against Scotty Scheffler. He was arrested before the second round of the PGA Championship back on May 17th in Louisville, Kentucky. Remember, he attempted to kind of drive around a traffic stop when he was arrested. They stopped him. There's a lot of confusion. There was a lot of charges, several different ones, but they have all been dropped against the world #1 golfer, Scotty Scheffler. So good news for him.
Now, still ahead in our next half hour, our election coverage continues. We are taking a look at some of the closest races we saw last night and the reaction from some of the candidates.
And a deadly hit and run still under investigation while police are searching for not one, but 2 drivers. Plus, now they're trying to encourage potential witnesses to come forward. Near this noon, a man left for dead on a street in San Antonio. Not one, but 2 drivers hit him.
Now police are offering a reward for information, hoping to find the people responsible. Officers say a driver in a white car first hit the victim, Roman Gonzalez, while he was trying to cross Culebra Road not far from I-10. That driver did not stop. Then a second driver in an orange SUV also hit the victim. That person did stop at a nearby gas station to check out their SUV. However, police say that person still did not call for help. The victim later died because of his injuries. Crime Stoppers is offering up to $5,000 in reward money for any tips that lead to an arrest. If you know something that can help police solve this case, call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
Making headlines this noon, 12 New Yorkers are deliberating behind closed doors as we speak to decide whether or not Donald Trump should be convicted on any or all of the 34 counts of falsifying business records in the hush money payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels. Prosecutors argued Trump ordered his former attorney Michael Cohen to pay Daniels for her silence about her alleged sexual encounter with him. They say when Trump reimbursed Cohen, he purposely disguised it as a legal expense to hide that information from voters. Right before the 2016 election, the prosecution bringing 20 witnesses to the stand, including Daniels and Cohen, but the defense told jurors they couldn't convict based on Cohen's testimony. The judge says deliberations will go until 4:30 this afternoon. If there is no decision, they're expected to return tomorrow.
A look outside with live cam, 88 degrees. Justin, yesterday it was a completely different story.
Yeah, it was a busy day across Texas. You know, we talked about early in the morning yesterday that there was a widespread threat for severe weather, not only here, but across a large portion of the Lone Star State. And that honestly came to fruition. Of course, a lot of damage around Dallas yesterday morning with some very strong winds. They saw that in Houston as well. And you go out to West Texas where the new storms developed, and there was a lot of severe weather up in the Texas Panhandle. All those little dots represent storm reports where severe weather was reported, whether it be hail or gusty winds, damage like that. We did have one severe report here locally, and that was in Bandera last night. Hail up to the size of tennis balls, and we did see some confirmation of that, and that possibly did a little bit of damage there around the city of Bandera with some of those stronger storms. Otherwise, there wasn't a ton of severe weather here around San Antonio last night as those storms came through, thankfully. Temperatures right now, 86 in San Antonio, 84 San Angelo, 91 Del Rio. But in general, these numbers are much cooler than they have been over the last week or so. So we did feel some slightly cooler, drier air work its way in. And as we look at the forecast throughout the rest of this weekend into the weekend, temperatures do climb a little bit, but nothing that's out of control. This is a little bit above average versus a lot above average. And heat index values will stay right there in the mid to upper 90s. As far as rain chances go, we're going to take a closer look at that potential here in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Justin. Today, students are back in class at some San Antonio ISD campuses. This comes after their air conditioners were not working at 2 schools yesterday. It happened at Mark Twain Dual Language Academy and Bonham Academy. The HVAC issues at SAISD go back to January when the district had to temporarily close all of its campuses because of heating problems. Now, last week, the superintendent sent parents a letter detailing the HVAC problems and promising to be proactive about the issues moving forward. The superintendent also noted in that letter that not all schools are experiencing these problems.
The results are in for last night's runoff elections in the Republican race for Texas' 23rd congressional district. It was incumbent Tony Gonzalez taking on Brandon Herrera.
Gonzalez is seeking his third term in office, and he got 51% of the vote. Governor Greg Abbott endorsed Gonzalez, and back in March, he got 45%. His challenger, Brandon Herrera, got 25% of the vote. Now, last night, it was closer with 49%. Now, Herrera has caught heat during the race over previous comments he made about veteran suicide, Barron Trump, and a YouTube clip that featured a gun used by the Germans in World War II.
Yeah, that race had a whole lot of South Texas eyes on it throughout the campaign. It was also interesting on our end as well. From the get-go, we were told there would not be watch parties last night. Neither Tony Gonzalez nor Brandon Herrera ended up giving us an interview last night. However, this morning, Gonzalez did jump on a Zoom call to react to last night's results.
I look at this victory, and it's about being humble, and it's about getting stronger, and it's about finding out, listening to folks, meeting with more people. And you're going to see, how do I go hat in hand and try to find ways to make sure that that everybody is on the same page. You're never going to please everyone. As a retired Navy Master Chief, I know firsthand you're never going to please everyone, and nor should you try to please everyone. Just do the best job you possibly can, show up in good times and in not so good times, and ultimately deliver.
We will have more of that Zoom call at 6 p.m.
And in District 44, State Representative John Kemple lost his seat to the Republican nomination last night to Governor Greg Abbott-backed challenger Alan Schoolcraft.
Let's take a look at those results. Schoolcraft got 56% of the vote, compared to Kemple's 44%. Schoolcraft was previously a state rep in the 80s and 90s and will now face Eric Norman in the November general election. Now, between John Kemple and his father, A. Kemple, has held this seat for over 40 years. But after Kemple went against Governor Greg Abbott on school vouchers and voted to impeach Attorney General Ken Paxton, both men backed Schoolcraft, as did other big Republican names like presumed presidential nominee Donald Trump. As Schoolcraft's lead held last night, he took a call from the governor.
He said, "Congratulations, Mr. Representative," and he congratulated me on hard work, and I told him thank you so much for all his help.
Okay. How much of a role do you think the governor's support played in you getting the nomination tonight?
His help was absolutely critical. We may have been able to win without it, but I think his help certainly made it easier. And it helped, I think, get the word out to the voters so they really understood what this race was about.
Kemple previously told KSAT he would take the same vote on vouchers again, and that no matter what happened in the runoff, he would be at peace.
The Kirby police chief and another officer accused of violating the constitutional rights of a husband and wife who run a business there. That's according to a lawsuit filed by the couple against Chief Roxanne Cardona and people living along Landis Drive. The suit states Cardona stood by and refused to enforce the law after neighbors repeatedly moved obstructions in front of the couple's gate.
I saw an 18-wheeler come in, and I was like, they poured sand.
Yeah, coming up at 6 o'clock, KSAT investigates this bitter land dispute as both sides continue to fight over who has access to that driveway.
A dog owner has now been indicted by the Bexar County grand jury after accusations that his dog critically injured a man during an attack on the city's west side 8 months ago. Raymond Zamora fought for his life in the hospital and recovered. The dog who attacked him was euthanized by ACS. Marcus Davila is now facing 2 felony charges: aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and attack by dog with serious bodily injury. On top of that, the Bexar County DA's office says Davila is a repeat offender, and that means the charges against him could get upgraded.
You might have heard it last night, some severe storms rolling through our area and, of course, other parts of Texas. And many people in our state don't have power right now. We're going to take a closer look at those outages coming up.
But first, looking for a new car? It may be your time to buy. Why experts believe prices for new cars will drop in favor of buyers this summer? That's coming up after the break. Welcome back. If you've been holding off on buying a new car, you might be in luck. Summer auto deals could finally bring relief.
Supply chain disruptions during the COVID-19 pandemic crunched new auto inventories, and they sent those car prices through the roof. But according to Cox Automotive, dealers' new vehicle inventory is the highest it's been since late 2020. And as dealers look to clear lots for next year's models in the fall, 0% financing deals for buyers with good credit are more common this year than last. Deals will vary across makes, models, and location, depending on what's on the dealer's list. In other words, good deals.
Research the incentives in your area because they can vary from zip code to zip code, and make sure that the car that you're looking for has the discount that you want. And if not, then go find one that does have a discount.
Well, the best deals are likely to be had on slower selling models like sedans and hatchbacks, Moody says, rather than popular models like compact SUVs.
And it's a nice day to put the windows down and cruise in your car.
Hot air blowing in here. I guess. Good.
You know, it's funny though, like I was saying this at 9 o'clock, like a month ago, it would have been this temperature, and we'd be like, man, turn the AC on, it's so hot. But
now it's okay.
It's all relative, right? Because it's been so hot, this feels good. 86 so far today, 71 was the low this morning. That felt especially good. The record is 102 and 57. Boy, if we get down to 57, that would be awesome. That is not in the cards. That was set back in 1888, way back. We're going to talk about some rain chances, though. We do have that in the forecast coming up over the next few days. We'll take a look coming up.
The severe storms that rolled through North Texas 2 days ago still causing issues for many people around the area, mainly people flying in and out of Love Field and DFW. Tiffany is looking at the flight misery map, and there are a lot of misery, at least in Dallas and Houston so far.
Yeah, when you see a lot of red, you already know what that means. The DFW airport is still seeing delays today. Right now, take a look, 486 delays, a lot of cancellations, but those delays are flights going to places like Los Angeles, Denver, and Chicago.
Yeah, torrential rain and powerful winds whipped through the area early yesterday, and that brought wind gusts of over 80 miles an hour and large hail to some areas. A lot of people across the Dallas-Fort Worth area still without power.
And once again, we're seeing that red here in Texas. Looking at the poweroutage.us map, our state is red due to the high amount of outages from the storms. Dallas County and more counties to the east are accounting for over 300,000 outages. A lot of moving parts here this morning and this afternoon.
Yeah, and the storm's gone for now.
Yeah.
Could have a few more later on today, right? But that's in the works right now. We'll see what happens. Maybe not as severe as last night that came rolling through.
I think you're right. Yeah, lower chance of storms today. You saw that swath there across East Texas. That was because a big complex of storms basically went Dallas to Houston. That produced the big wind yesterday and a lot of those power outages. I think we'll see a quieter day in Texas today. But yes, we got some storms of our own last night. It was such a great sight to see. I want to show you a picture out of Carrizo Springs. One of the big winners, I might add, with last night's rainfall. This particular rain gauge has over 3 inches of rain in it. Fantastic. Most of San Antonio picked up about 1/10 of an inch. You had some higher numbers as you got up towards Canyon Lake, up towards Kerrville, and then down towards Carrizo Springs and Laredo, where they picked up some good amounts of rain. Here's where we stand now. I just updated this to where we are now at 0.60 for the month. That's about 3.5 inches below average. We're at 12.14 for the year, still a little bit below average. We had been above average for so long, but it's been sort of a dry month. You consider that May is often one of our wettest months. It hasn't been so good, at least here in San Antonio. So could we get more rain before the month is over with? Well, it'll be a close call. We're running out of time, obviously. But nothing tonight, I don't think. There could be some storms out west, but in this case, they don't come together and move in our direction. That changes tomorrow and tomorrow evening. I'll fast forward to 5 o'clock. So most of your Thursday is quiet, dry, but storms will develop to our north. And if this outflow boundary that's out ahead of these storms can push south, it may generate some additional storms Thursday night and Friday morning. Now, with these kind of systems, timing and exact location are always difficult. We've got to get these storms to develop first before we can say unequivocally this is how it's going to play out. But it gives us an idea that this is a possibility. And I think the way the pattern is set up, we could see these waves of storms coming in generally during the overnight hours, not only tomorrow night into Friday morning, but again Friday night into Saturday morning, and then maybe again Saturday night into Sunday morning. Not a guarantee, but at least we know that potential is there. And if we could get some more rain, we definitely take it. 86 right now here in San Antonio, 87 in New Braunfels, 85 in Seguin, 84 Bernie, 83 in Kerrville. We've got variable winds, so not much of a breeze out there. The sun is out, at least here in town. You got more clouds as you get up towards Kerrville and Medina Lake and up towards the Junction area. Those clouds will scatter out too, so I think we'll see plenty of sun for most of the viewing area. Dew points have jumped back up to 70, which is pretty humid, but just a little bit better than yesterday. If you remember, we had dew points in the mid to upper 70s, actually for a pretty good stretch. So it just feels just a little bit better. 4 o'clock, 92, that's our high. 20% chance of rain this afternoon, just a 10% chance tonight. And as we look at the extended forecast, we add in some of those overnight chances, Thursday night and Friday morning. And as I said, Friday night, Saturday morning, and maybe Saturday night, Sunday morning. Then temperatures will warm up from there. Mid-90s expected as we get into next week.
Thank you, Justin.
Still coming up, how one local UIW graduate was able to make the most of her college experience despite the pandemic, and the advice she has for anyone struggling in school. This noon, we're continuing our Great Graduate Series by recognizing a young woman who just graduated from the University of the Incarnate Word.
She, like many of her classmates, had a rough time dealing with the pandemic and shares some advice for other students entering college.
23-year-old Amelia Dennerville grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and moved to Texas right after her sophomore year of high school. And after growing up a shy kid, Amelia says making a move like this was a big change. Dennerville was able to adapt quickly and decided to leave her new home in Houston to study communications at the University of the Incarnate Word.
I just enjoy all the aspects of it, especially in the means of interpersonal communications, just because you get to develop those relationships and you get to learn the intricacies of not only individuals and your relationships you develop through them, but also the relationship to media.
During Dennerville's time at UIW, she faced challenges, including the pandemic. After only being there for one semester, everything changed.
Just going on to completely online, it definitely was a hard transition. Like, mental health was definitely an issue for me that I faced, just because, yeah, you can talk to your family, but it's not the same as like talking to a professor or talking to your friends online in person.
Returning to campus during her junior year, Dennerville was able to hit the ground running and make up for lost time during the pandemic. Her advice to incoming freshmen: make sure to choose the right school.
Always make sure that you feel like it's home, regardless of where your friend's gonna go, where your parents tell you to go. Take advantage of what each university has to offer you, because that's the only way you're gonna make your experience different than everyone else's.
Dennerville leaves UIW with both a bachelor's and master's degree. Now she will head to Syracuse University in New York, where she will get her PhD in mass communications with a focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Stephanie Cerna, KSAT 12 News.
Great advice from her. Now let's see if there's any good advice coming from SA Live. Never
Always.
Okay.
Always. If I have some advice, maybe you want to take the family out to see a show this week inside in the air conditioning, because Frozen the musical has blown into town.
Yes, indeed. And we have one of the stars of the show with us, Preston Perez, San Antonio's own. Welcome home.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be home.
All right. Everybody knows the movie, but this is a little bit different, right? The musical?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. There's 12 new songs by the same people that wrote the movie, and you get to learn more about the characters that you know and love for the animated feature.
And of course, it is in the beautiful Majestic Theater as well.
And you'll see all that fantastic Disney magic that brings the story to life.
And actually, a couple of our producers went backstage to see some of that magic behind the scenes, and we are going to show you a little bit of that. Okay, speaking of Frozen, Preston, have you ever had Filipino desserts?
I have never, but it looks so delicious.
We have a spoon for you, yes.
Yes, this is a delicious Filipino dessert called halo-halo, and Kabayan Kusina is here, and they are going to show us how to put it together.
Look at that cake. Yes, indeed. And you want some great deals? How about 70% off? Yes, insider deals are coming up with Tate Amara. And boy, you can never beat these deals. And
it's a revamped menu here at Backyard on Broadway. I'm here with Ohio now. We're getting a taste of the menu. Look at this pizza. It looks great the way it is, but we're not done, right?
No, it's not. We need to finish it with our homemade hot honey.
Homemade hot honey. There's a lot more we're going to show you. That and more coming up on SA Live. Ooh, looks good.